Hey, editor me here. There's just two things I wanted to clear up quickly. First off, yeah, I had a smaller version of the image. I got this one off of Twitter. Didn't realize it wasn't the full image. Though I don't think that really changes much of any of the speculation we did in today's video. And second of all, every time I said Telltale games, I meant super massive games. I don't really pay much attention to that, so like I didn't realize that. I had the wrong place. So yeah, just want to clear those up. Thank you guys so much, and enjoy the video. Hello everyone, and while I'm working right now on editing and getting a gameplay video up and ready for this week, we had the new Dead by Daylight anniversary cover here drop. So when it comes to this, so there's a couple of things I'd like to point out. For starters, we have the skull here with these like bits of metal coming off on each side. Now we know what this is in reference to, as we know this is in reference to their upcoming game with Telltale Games, I think it is, the casting of Frank Stone. This is, you know, a riff on that mask. Now, do I really think that they're going to collab with their own game and bring in Frank Stone as the killer? No, I don't think so. I don't. I see Frank Stone maybe entering the fog as like as a skin for like Trapper or something, but I would honestly be a little disappointed if their 8th year was collabing with themselves. I'm gonna be honest. Like it just feels, or you know what I mean, like bringing the killer into the fog, but even before like their game is released or whatnot, would also just feel very weird. Or even announcing that they're bringing them into the fog. Like I don't know, man. I could see maybe them as like a skin or whatnot. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. So, I mean, obviously there's that to point out, which is in reference to Frank Stone. So that still could be implying that we are gonna get Frank Stone. And to be fair, something to point out is that the 8th year banner here, so if you look at it, these don't actually connect in this middle here. So you have these just separated pieces. This, and honestly, this could be similar to like this and how it looks, because they are bending away from his face and it would be a somewhat circular thing, so it might still be riffing on that part of the face there, which is going to continue hammering home the possibility that this is Frank Stone. We know that they got their game coming with casting of Frank Stone and whatnot. So that's very possible. That is very possibly the outcome here. The other thing that I'd like to mention, though, is that why don't we go over some other possibilities of what we think that this could actually mean. I don't know about you, but the symbol 8, especially with these kind of not being connected on either end, almost gives off like a leg feeling to it, which to me implies the possibility of a creature that we've kind of had feelings could come into the fog for a bit now. Because there's at least in one tome cutscene, you have this like spider creature that you know, some characters thing, and I think there's like a whole universe that this thing's in or whatnot. And this could either be referenced to like its, you know, chompy chomp chomp, or just its legs in general, as it does kind of have that shape. And these are weirdly not like properly sized to be meeting each other or whatnot. So it's very possible this is what this could be referencing. So you have that as a potential read, and I guess a big theory that I could posit forwards for this. I mean, other than that, obviously you have the symbol 8, which, I mean, obviously you have the fact that also very much like the inside is, it looks like an hourglass, but I don't really know what you could do with that information. Nothing's immediately coming to mind when I mention hourglasses. There might be something I'm missing, though, that's just not, like, popping to mind. You also, I guess, the other, like, reading I can see into this, obviously, because we're not going to go into like the silly like, oh well, if you turn an 8 sideways, it's an infinity side. But what does infinity sign get us? I mean, that goes by somewhere else. I can't, like, there's something that's coming to mind with Hourglass. I just cannot think of it right now. So maybe you guys can correct me in the comments below. And hey, if you guys have any theories, please posit them down in the comments below. I'd love to hear some of you guys' theories. Maybe even go over some of them in a future video and, like, how I personally feel about them, like, being possible or whatnot. The last thing I could really see is that it's possible that one of these, like two especially, could possibly be the weapon that the killer would use. This right here looks like it very much could be almost like a scythe, kind of, with its like look or whatnot. So we could get a killer that's wielding a scythe. Maybe this is going to be some representation of death. You know, the Grim Reaper, you know, is always known for using a scythe. So we could maybe be getting something like that as a like representation. You know, that's a potential possibility. I'm not seeing really much potential for any license suggesting here. I mean, if you think about some of the big licenses that DBD has yet got, or, you know, people have wanted to see, I just don't see them in here. You know, I know some people were like, so you have D&D and Vecna Stranger Things. No, why did I say Vecna Stranger Things? You know, Vecna, either D&D or like Stranger Things or whatnot. And like, I mean, I guess if you wanted to go down that fucking goofy infinity route with them being like a lich that can't die or whatnot, you could probably make an argument for that. So there you go. There's that argument settled in. But like, I don't at least see something that's immediately like Vecna from D&D or Stranger Things, really. Some people are thinking that, you know, we might be getting Jason at some point in time. You know, he does have that open invitation. I just don't see anything here that would hint Jason. FNAF is a very big license that people have wanted in the game for years now. I don't see something here that really hints to Five Nights at Freddy's. The fuck? Did I forget I was on call?
Yes.
I did forget I was on call. Fuck. Roped into this, you're gonna help decipher what the meaning.
What?
That's it. You've interrupted my video that you had no way of knowing you were going to interrupt. You're helping now.
Shit, 8th anniversary?
Yeah, it's for the Dead by Daylight's 8th anniversary.
It's just an image?
Yes. Okay, so to elaborate as to why there's importance to this image. Okay, so they always release a anniversary image much like this. But since, I believe, about year 4, the anniversary image has actually mattered a lot. So, for example, you have, so you had year 4, which is, here, I'll just send this in DM so I'm not cluttering up the cooler agenda and people are going to go, huh, what he doing? So
I'm sure you no one fucking cares.
That's fair. So year 4 was, this, and the killer we actually got was Pyramid Head. So the 4 was, you know, intended to be shaped like Pyramid Head. Year 5 that we got was the year we got the Nemesis. And the connection a lot of people found was that the 5 looked basically identical to one of the sickle weapons that one of the daughters of Lady Dimitrescu used. Like, it was basically exactly the fucking same. So that was the connection into the Resident Evil universe.
Okay.
Year 6, we got the Dredge, which was a behavior creation. And this one is, both 6 and 7 are just kind of very, like, similar to, like, the weapons in which that these killers use. As year 7, while it was the most, like, basic one for whatnot, it looked like the arm of the killer we ended up getting, which was kind of the weapon. So now we have the 8th year, and it's kind of doing some. I'm at least trying to do some analysis to this to figure out what potential things we could be getting. Now, when the fuck did you interrupt? Because I have no idea when you joined.
That's a good question. You were saying something about Jason?
Ah, yeah, I was going over like the licensed ones that I just don't see happening.
Ah.
So,
Yeah, you said something about Jason. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is this dude talking about? And I went, oh, Dead by Daylight. And then he was saying something about FNAF. It's just like, I don't see anything about FNAF. It's just
bro, I will. If we happen to be getting FNAF for the 8th chapter anniversary, I will hail you as the one who knew. He knew without any knowledge. Bro just walked and was like, nah, I know, it's Five Nights at Freddy's.
Frederick Bonfez Barrington III.
So yes, Doc, this image, what calls to you about it? Oh, I guess I should at least explain one baseline thing. So you see this, like, these bits right here?
Yeah.
I would not look too heavily into them, because it is most likely a reference to another game that they're developing with, I believe, it's another studio, the one that gave us stuff like Until Dawn and whatnot. They're developing a game with them, which is the casting of Frank Stone, and this is basically part of the mask of that character. So that's some of my biggest theory, I guess, is that that could be possibly who we're getting, but I'd also just be a little disappointed if their 8th year is a collaboration with themselves, basically.
Uh-huh.
So, what do you see, Doc? What do you see?
I see the top of a skull looks like it's fucking another skull.
Yeah, two skulls on top of each other. That is true.
The 8 is funky, and none of those lines connect.
Correct. None of them do. This is why I was doing different theories of like what different parts of this could mean. So, the first thing I mentioned is that just like some like these kind of just look very reminiscent to this, which is again why I think this is the strongest theory I have for Frank Stone being who we get, but also just like the way the 8 looks or whatnot, it kind of has a very like a spider-like esque look to it.
Yeah,
So
I see that.
I wouldn't be wholly surprised if we got like a spider-based killer, either a like full-on spider or like some sort of spider-human hybrid thing, as we have seen that there is a giant spider creature somewhere in one of the many universes of the Fog, as it was in like a tome cutscene thing. So this could be a hint towards that being what we're getting.
I see. If that's what you get, it's time for you to quit the game.
Alright guys, I'm putting in my resignation. I'm done with DBD.
I'm done with the video game. They have a big ass spider.
Yeah, but remember, I was able to play last year with you guys for that little bit when we did a couple videos. And one of the killers in that's just a giant fucking spider. That's really the tutorial killer.
True.
Well, one of them. So anyways, the other thing I was pointing out is that this kind of looks like it could be a scythe. With its general, like, shaping to it. So we could be getting, like, a killer that uses a scythe. Maybe this would be some interpretation of, like, the Grim Reaper, for example. What do you think about that one?
That'd be sick.
But, like, the shape, like, you see what I mean about how it kind of looks like a scythe?
A little bit.
It's not always perfect. You know, it's not always perfect. But yeah, so that's, you know, a potential. But yeah, then I was starting to go over, like, alright, so what are some big licenses? Because the last couple have been original, and it's possible we're just going to keep getting original content for anniversaries. Though our last licensed chapters were actually pretty heavy, because we had Alien and then Chucky, and then we did get a standalone Survivor as well. So our last chapter was unlicensed. It's possible this one would be as well, but maybe it is still licensed. So it's like, alright, what licenses? So I started going down like the big list of like the big ones that the DBD community is either aware of and wants, or there have been rumors or speculations about. Because one of the biggest speculations and rumors we've had is that someone claims to have leaked info a while back saying that Vecna, not specifically from Stranger Things, but from D&D, was coming in. Because and you know, one of the potentials for that is that this is like a big anniversary for D&D as a whole, as well. So you know, maybe there was some interesting collabs going on with that. We've had nothing that specifically disproved it, nothing that's really proved it either. Looking at this, I just don't see anything that suggests Vecna either Stranger Things or non-Stranger Things. Personally, could just totally be wrong, but I just don't see anything myself. I, you know, kind of made a snarky comment that was like, well, if you wanted, you know, Vecna is like a lich or whatnot. So, I mean, if you wanted to go down the whole row of, well, if you turn the fucking 8 sideways, it's an infinity sign. There you go. But, like, I don't feel strongly towards that. That was mainly a joking, ha ha ha, he he he.
Uh-huh.
And then that's where you me coming in about, I don't really see Jason Voorhees or FNAF.
And that's where I came in.
So yeah, do you see anything like? Because the thing is, you're like an outsider perspective. You're looking at this with like much less knowledge, but sometimes it's that different perspective what you need. So what do you see in this image, Doc? This is a Rorschach painting. What do you see?
Fucking nothing.
Bro is blind. Bro just sees a black screen in front of him.
That I do.
Fair enough. Well, yeah, I guess that more or less wraps up all I had to say for the video anyway.
I literally looked straight at this, and the first thing that went through my mind was like Pirates of the Caribbean. For like no reason.
No, we need the Pirates chapter for Dead by Daylight. I'm here for that. Well, honestly, I'd be here for like a cool pirate killer. Even if it wasn't like Pirates of the Caribbean, it's like a pirate killer. We don't have one of those yet. I would totally be down for a pirate chapter, bro. There we go. Today's biggest possibilities. We got Pirates of the Caribbean, and we got Five Nights at Freddy's. And if you disagree, then you're clearly the one in the wrong.
Yeah, obviously. Because anyone who disagrees with us is objectively wrong, and they need a different opinion.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Glad you understand. So yeah, I guess I'll be monitoring this as we get any more information if we do.